The pre-track is the area of the time track that spans from incident 0, 850 quadrillion years ago, until eternity. It is infinite and contains all that will ever happen or has happened in every existence throughout eternity. Thetan, the personality and beingness which actually is the individual and is aware of being aware and is ordinarily and normally the person and who the individual thinks he is. The Thetan is immortal and is possessed of capabilities well in excess of those hitherto predicted for man, SC in 8 to 8008. Static, an actuality of no mass, no wavelength, no position in space or relation in time, but with the quality of creating or destroying mass or energy, locating itself or creating space, and of re-relating time. DN 55, page 29. Something which has no motion. The word is from the Latin, sto meaning stand. No part of mest can be static, but theta is static. Viewpoint, a point of awareness from which one can perceive. PAB2, that thing which an individual puts out remotely to look through. A system of remote lookingness, we'll call it just remote viewpoint. That's a specialized kind of viewpoint. And the place from which the individual is himself looking, we'll call flatly a viewpoint. 2 ACC 17A, 5312 CM 07. Pre-track, from incident 0 to eternity, is the area from incident 0 to eternity. It has no time as we know it. It also has no space. And since it has no time or space, it has no chronological order as we've come to expect with the whole track or this life, me. It is a record of all that has ever taken place or will take place, all in present time. There's also no charge. A type of charge does exist, but this is simply theta and the static mirroring things back in a form that can be understood. It has no ability to affect an operative static. Operating with the use of recall, postulates, or mock-ups. Postulate, a self-created truth would be simply the consideration generated by self. A postulate is, of course, that thing which is a directed desire or order or inhibition or enforcement on the part of the individual in the form of an idea. 2 ACC 23A, 5312 CM 14, 3. That self-determined thought which starts, stops, or changes past, present, or future efforts. API, page 33. A mock-up is more than a mental picture. It is a self-created object which exists as itself or symbolizes some object in the MEST universe. It is a thing which one can be. SCN jour. A mock-up is something the Thetan puts up and says is there. That's what a mock-up is. 9 ACC 24, 5501 C 14. Recall. Present time remembering something that happened in the past. It is not re-experiencing it, reliving it, or rerunning it. Recall does not mean going back to when it happened. It simply means that you are in present time, thinking of, remembering, putting your attention on something that happened in the past, all done from present time. HCOB October 14th, 68-2. Experience. The doingness of a beingness. SH Spec 107, 6201 C 31. The height dynamics. There could be said to be 8 urges, drives, impulses in life. These are motives or motivations. We call them the 8 dynamics. 1D self, 2D sex and family, 3D group, 4D mankind, 5D life forms, 6D physical universe, 7D spiritual, 8D God, infinity. 8A is you as God but at effect on the other 7 dynamics. 8B is you as God but not at effect on the other 7 dynamics. 1. Recall a time, this lifetime, on the whole track, on the pre-track, when you experienced, postulated, mocked up, any case factor or item. 2. Which is the largest dynamic present? 3. Describe it. 4. Are you now exterior on this? If not, repeat steps 2 to 4 until the answer is yes. 5. Which is the smallest dynamic you are now exterior to? 6. Describe it. 7. Can you now locate yourself as a Thetan exterior in this? If not, repeat steps 5 to 7 until they can. The viewpoint is not the Thetan here. You must also throw a point from which to view, to see where you were exterior from. 8. Why are you located there? then addressing only yourself as to why you were located there, which pulls any postulates. I should also mention that sometimes you have to view and hold the dynamic you are looking at for the charge to come off. For example, this would be looking at the various messed objects or holding yourself as a static against yourself as a thetan. Repeat until the correct postulate is found and the incident blows with VGIS. There is definitely a more efficient way though. The main thing we are doing in Method 0 is looking. We are spotting in the environment, past or present one in an incident, the greatest and then least dynamics that were present. We are not running thoughts, postulates, efforts, or anything else. Just spot the dynamic and look around it until it blows, and you are exterior to that scene. Then look until you can spot your body and the thetan exterior to of. This is sometimes at a far distance from where the body or environment is. Then the last question is asked of that spot where the thetan/being was. Pre-track. Incident 0. Whole track. Lifetime. Study. Thetan. Viewpoint. Body.